Okay, now let's try to understand the step 4 in revenue recognition, wherein we need to allocate the transaction price to the performance obligations. And for that, what let's take the example of iPhone, where you have bought an iPhone handset. Along with that, you got the 1 year cloud subscription and Apple Care warranty within the bundle. Now, what is the obligation of Apple company is to give you iPhone immediately and have the iCloud for 12 months, because you are getting the storage services for 12 months, and finally Apple Care is for 24 months. Now, how will you recognize the revenue and treat? So basically, Apple will allocate the total transaction price of each item using standalone selling price, and Apple will recognize the iPhone phone revenue upfront and remaining iCloud revenue and Apple Care revenue over the period of 12 months and 24 months. So effectively, we are trying to allocate the transaction price. And how do we allocate? We allocate based upon the performance obligation and standalone selling price effectively. Now let's see the textbook definition of this. Then textbook simply say, when a contract contains more than one performance obligations, transaction price must be allocated to each distinct performance obligation. Here in case there were 3 distinct performance obligation, one was to deliver a phone, second was iCloud, and third was iCare. The allocation is performed based on the amount of consideration they would expect if each performance obligations was satisfied independently. So allocation will be done based upon the standalone selling price. The language is just like writing independently. At the inception of the contract, entity determines the standalone selling price of each distinct goods and services that forms part of the contract. So basically, Apple will try to determine what is the individual price of phone, what is the individual price for iCare, and what is the individual price for iCloud, and based on that individual price they will apply it. Now uh, based on that, this approach ensures that revenue is recognized in a manner that reflects the value attributed to each specific goods or services to the customer. So the reason for that is like they need to show exactly how much revenue is coming from which type of product here.